If you missed this, you missed the point. Yeah, that's it. Let's encounter it, guys.
Today on Capitol Hill, let's look for this today. A congressional hearing examining potential foreign influence on all these left-wing protests, including what's happening in Minneapolis. This comes as a new report finds the Democratic Socialists of America, DSA, are echoing talking points similar to those used by U.S. adversaries undermining our country, like Russia, like China. Senior editor of investigations at Fox News Digital, Ashra Nomani, joins us now, who's leading a lot of these reports. First, right, Ashra, what makes you think and what leads you to believe that there's foreign influence behind the protests we're seeing in the streets like Minneapolis?
Well, you know, it's been wonderful because at Fox News Digital, we've been combining traditional gumshoe reporting with high-tech tools that are out there to map this network. And so, Brian, this network includes large organizations in the United States that have been funded by a billionaire, or a tech tycoon, we should say, that is based in Shanghai named Neville Roy Singham. And today is a day of reckoning for these far-left groups because at the House Ways and Means Committee, they're going to have a hearing on this phenomena called malign foreign influence.
So they're very interesting when it comes to...
Guys, his name pops up a lot.
...elections. But when it comes to protests and an agenda, we're watching these signs, and you had some signs with you, and some of the phrases that keep popping up. And according to reports, the organization has been engaging in a dynamic DSA called narrative convergence, advancing narratives that stoke domestic unrest, delegitimize state institutions, while advancing talking points aligned with hostile foreign governments. For example, do you want to give us some examples of this?
Yes, exactly. So what the report by the Network Contagion Research Institute showed is that Democratic Socialists of America went on trips to China, Venezuela, Cuba, and then they parroted the messages of those adversaries. And one of them is this one, this idea that America is a fascist state and that socialism is the answer. And so you can see in the small print, Democratic Socialists of America down at the bottom. And they are very clear in their messaging. And other organizations like the Party for Socialism and Liberation have mirrored this language that America is a terror state. So the dynamic is one in which the propaganda is right out of the playbook of these foreign adversaries to demonize America, to vilify our federal authorities, and to stow discord. And that's what...
Yeah, is it plausible? Yes, absolutely.
Money, billions flowing to places like Code Pink, which they deny. Right?
Yeah.
Is this allowed? Can you be a foreign entity and supply money to adversarial groups like Code Pink?
Well, we're breaking news this morning because the House Ways and Means Chairman, Jason Smith, has just sent a letter to two new organizations called Breakthrough News and the Tricontinental Institute, because they have been getting this money from the Singham Network, along with Code Pink. The money is in the...
His name pops up a lot, guys.
Millions. Right now, a couple $100 million combined in this network. But, Brian, what happens is that America's nonprofit laws are very clear that you have to do your charitable mission. And so what Representative Smith and his committee are exploring is whether these organizations are breaking tax laws. And so it's basically the Al Capone strategy in order to
so we're gonna
disband this network.
All right, so it sounds like we're going to probably enter into some type of like RICO type of case here, which is most likely expected, specifically coming from a good amount of the companies that publicly supported the No Kings protests. For example, I mean, it's pretty obvious. You can literally see the literal companies who invested heavily in making sure all the protesters could basically get to these locations. They had enough money to basically print signs indefinitely, and then also espouse the same message that's coming potentially from people who really do not have the best interest of the country kind of by default here. But let's continue.
And Ashra, how about the fact that last week we were talking about let's have a national shutdown, a general strike. That's also out of that playbook. But for some critics would say, okay, socialists are socialists no matter where they are in America. They're just looking at the same stuff. They're not actually getting their cues from foreign entities. What do you say to that?
Oh no,
That's
over
valid.
these years, I've been able to document so many digital toolkits, is what they call it, and the
Hold on.
origins are all the same. These organizations in the Singham Network, the Answer Coalition, the Party for Socialism and Liberation, Code Pink, Democratic Socialists of America. And so they have the same script, and they are basically parroting this negative language. And the really important thing, Brian, is for people to know that they are calling this a new Cold War on America. And so they see it as a smokeless war, is what they call it. And the lawmakers now are really going to be holding them accountable, and it's going to be fireworks today in the hearing.
And it could go right back to our enemies like China, North Korea, and Russia. Ashra, if you want to get the latest, go to Fox News Digital.
Okay, guys. Hold on here. I think they're basically giving too much, let's say, credit to some of the people that are out here protesting. You're giving a little bit too much. I mean, like, if you ever have a conversation with someone who you like diametrically oppose ideologically, right? You'll start to realize that some people are so stuck in their echo chambers that they cannot kind of see anything other than whatever echo chamber that they're basically kind of promoting currently. And this definitely goes for the left and the right here. This is not really like indicative exclusively of the left here, because understand it can get absolutely the same exact way on the right the further you go right. But just understand this here immediately. You're giving too much credibility to some of these protesters. Okay. It's like generally nothing more than some random clout chase from their, I don't know, their social media echo chamber group that they're in here. They're stuck in like the algorithm, basically training them that this is kind of what all of their favorite influencers are basically kind of delving within. That's kind of all we're encountering here. I refuse to give credibility to people who generally have no ability to critically think. They just exclusively kind of live within the realm of illogical, purely emotional based type of thought processes. It's generally hard, let's say, seriously, to give much credibility to somebody's individuals that are out here protesting, bro. Again, try to have like an honest and truthful conversation with them, and you'll start to realize that it doesn't mean anything. Like all they're talking about, they're all saying the same exact things. That's it. And trust me, some of these people have no ties to any of these foreign national groups here. They just so happen to be really attracted mentally, at least, or how about this? Emotionally, because again, there's no logic here. They're really attracted emotionally to one specific thing, and it's whatever their favorite influencer is basically promoting at the moment, bro. That's it. There's nothing else kind of more than that here. Stop giving credibility to to people who have no ability to critically think. They're just moving off of emotion and groupthink. That's it here. All right. Without the ridiculous, the piercing in their nose, how can they be led? If that makes any sense. All right. But either way, listen, guys, you guys have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly. As the story progresses, obviously, we will jump into more of it here, guys. But in the meantime, I'll catch you guys later. Guys, do you want to watch movies with me? I never actually thought to promote it over here, guys. But if you guys do want to watch it, guys, we have hundreds of movies. And I mean, hundreds of movies that we've reacted to. You guys can come watch them with me if you want to, along with, many TV shows. Currently, we're working on the show Dexter, along with Vikings. And we have a lot of series that are already completed. But if you guys do want to watch it with me, the link is in the description. Everything's available at the second tier. But of course, if that's not your thing, guys, don't worry, right? Listen, like and subscribe.